Good morning,
All right.
everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Year over year, we're still up. You can see that trend line has been kind of even. The past few weeks, it's weird. It's been the same amount of applications as it was 2020. I think last week it was 56. This week it was 66. So just kind of weird that they're the same numbers, but yeah, applications keep coming in at a fairly steady rate. Over to actual numbers. Fall 2021 headcount as of the end of the day yesterday, we're at 2502. You'll see our continuing returning transfer and FIDIAC numbers. Comparing this to a year ago to fall 2020, pretty much all those are up, which is a great thing, obviously, to see. Our fall 2020 headcount number was 2312, so we are trending above that line, which will show a little bit more detail here. I did a comparison. I had numbers from August 19th. It says 20th, but these are as of the 19th because of the end of the day yesterday. You'll see the headcount, credit hours, and billable are all above 16% in headcount, 11% credit hours, 10% in billable compared to a year ago. We still are seeing the trend as far as headcount. We are still a little bit above our fall 2019 number as it stands right now, which is obviously a great thing to see see that pre-pandemic number being above there. Counselors in our office have been very busy with registering students, so it's obviously showing with some of these numbers, and that's everything I had.
That sounds great. If you would, after the meeting or sometime actually early next week, if someone could just do an analysis and let me know how many of those students that had appointments that were canceled due to the power outage have rescheduled. I'm just kind of curious as to how that we got them all in.
Yeah, we'll look at that.
All right, thank you. All right, great job. Tracy, good morning.
Good morning. So we have been tracking FIDIAC students from fall to fall, all semester, or all registration period, I should say. And it looks like we're going to wrap up at around 70% of the fall 20 FIDIACs enrolled for fall 21, which is a very large increase from last year. 168 students total. So we are very excited about that number. And then I also wanted to show the new withdrawal policy or procedure again. This has been posted on our website for students. It's under the registration area, and the form has been updated to include a withdrawal box requiring faculty signature, and then a statement for students to check stating that they understand that they should be talking to financial aid and their professor or faculty member prior to withdrawing from a course. So that is all ready to go. We've tested the system to make sure students can't withdraw themselves via WebPal, so I think we're ready to rock and roll with that new procedure. That's all I have.
Could you go back to that first slide, Tracy?
Can you see it?
Yeah, I just want to point out to everyone, this is clearly a best practice. What you guys have done here is absolutely incredible, incredible work. I don't know of any institution in this nation that wouldn't be thrilled with these numbers. So please congratulate your team. You've made a real impact on students, and let's talk more about that. And I would love to see you present this somewhere. This is exactly what I see from Achieving the Dream and so forth, is the type of best practice that they're looking for. So great job on this, and please congratulate your team.
Will do. Thank you.
Yep. Joe, good morning.
Good morning. Let me share real quick here. So a number of, I'm going to show a number of websites, and then I'm going to show where we're at in terms of how we're doing in promoting those and getting page views. For our biggest goal of this academic year was Michigan Reconnect, and really driving people to that Michigan Reconnect page, which is here. And we're doing quite well in that. I will get to the figures after that. I just wanted to show the pages. This is where we wanted students to go. We didn't want them to go straight to the state page immediately. We wanted to get them the information that we need to get them, and then link them to the state page and kind of get them connected with us. Here is the registration page. This is a link that goes out on most anything related to enrollment, direct mail pieces, emails, etc. And then another part of the this was our major campaign for the previous year, was our high demand career campaign, which links students to about 18 or so career areas that are in high demand for in Michigan, as well as Southeast Michigan. We've done the research and provided, each one of these pages gives all that information about why they're in high demand and what students can do with those degrees. So that's really where we focused a lot of our marketing dollars and a lot of our marketing efforts. So what I'll show you now is some of the results we've had from that. Our original goal with Michigan Reconnect was roughly by about here, May, the end of May, we wanted to get to 4,000 unique page views, which means that's essentially a new visit to that page. Well, we smashed that out of the park, and we were well over probably about 5,000 by this point. So then we changed the goal to 10,000. It is going to be really, really close as to whether we get that on the nose, but we're at 9,500 unique page views and 10,728 regular page views. This difference here is telling me that people are, a lot more people are starting to come back to the page. We've had some return visits, so maybe we're getting some folks that are making a decision after the first or second time. So we should get close to that goal. We're average about 250 to 300 per week, and we're getting to the point of, I think, diminishing returns. I'm not sure that there's anybody left in Monroe County that can qualify for this program that doesn't know about it yet. So I think we've done pretty good work there. And then the high demand page, we really started to focus. We were promoting the individual links to each one of those careers that were high demand. We switched our strategy to just promote the high demand page and then let folks sort of select the program that they were interested in. A big push when we first kicked it off. But since July 1, when we changed that, we've had 5,404 unique page views. So that's just in a little less than 2 months. And then the last thing is registration. And we've really been knocking it out of the park getting folks to this page. 16,171 page views since January 12th, when winter semester actually started and people would now focus towards fall semester. And you can see the spikes as we've gotten into registration there. So, and that's really it for me. Kudos to my team. Everyone in the marketing department has been focused on really promoting these particular parts of our website to get folks enrolled.
So huge kudos to your team, and again, I think this is something that really needs to be presented at conference. I know that your team has won awards for its marketing work in the past, but what you've done with taking data to show how your marketing is actually having a real impact, I think that's hugely significant. Great work.
Thank you.
Dr. Culler, good morning.
Good morning.
And this Reconnect, I'm almost afraid to go to your office these days. This Reconnect program has just genuinely taxed and put a undue burden on people who already work very, very hard. And somehow your people are still making contact with all of these students, reaching out and keeping a positive demeanor. So please thank them for that.
Absolutely. Before I get started, just very quickly, I want to take a minute to welcome Tyler Simmons to the financial aid team. He was a work study student with us a couple years back, went off to get his bachelor's degree, and now we have brought him back into our financial aid family, so we're very excited to have Tyler here. And we also want to welcome Kim Latassi, who had been working in the cashier. She has joined the financial aid team and is also doing a tremendous amount to help the registrar's office as well with their phone traffic and walk-ins. So we're really excited to have two fantastic people join our group.
Absolutely.
So very quickly this morning, our FAFSAs for 2021-22, they continue to go up, which is exactly what we want to see. We met our WIG of increasing the number of students who qualify to receive gift aid in the form of scholarships or grants for this fall semester compared to last year. We know that is very much due to Reconnect and Frontliners. Here is the grid that shows our Reconnect applications, so you can see continue to trend upward. Just thank you again to everybody across campus who has done so much to help us promote the program. Remember, fall semester is not the end of this program. Students who will be entering for winter are going to qualify as well. So this is going to be a continuing opportunity for MCCC students. We don't want to lose sight of that. Just please continue to spread the word wherever you are. If you meet somebody you think qualifies, let them know, send them to our website, give them the phone number to the financial aid office. This was really exciting when I pulled this chart yesterday. Of the students who have met the Reconnect eligibility requirements both at the state level and the school level, we are now up to having enrolled 66% of those students for the fall semester, which is just absolutely phenomenal.
That's a monster conversion rate.
It was. Remember the very first time I showed this chart, the orange was skewed higher.
It was skewed yellow.
The blue grow, which we're really happy.
Yep. And actually, if you would, no, go ahead to the last one, and then I'd like to go back to the second slide.
So this is just the information regarding how much Frontliners and Reconnect funding we have awarded for the academic year. I am not showing the anticipated disbursement amounts for fall at this point, and the reason for that is we are now to the point where we actually have to begin reconciling the accounts based on actual billable contact hours. The way the state has designed these programs, there is no way to do this in a batch process. Every single record has to be looked at manually. I ran the numbers this morning for Frontliner and Reconnect students who are enrolled. We have 610 files to manually review at this point. Not only do they need to be reviewed by the time the 100% drop add period is over, we also have to review them a second time before the first disbursement. So there is a lot of work coming down the pipeline for financial aid. And we will be doing this at the same time that we have to complete our annual FISAP for the Department of Education, which is our big annual report. Our audit is the third week of September, and our first disbursement for students mid-September. So we still have a lot going on in our area.
And I want to emphasize that the fact that this is manual is not a MCCC issue. This is a statewide issue that we are hearing from all colleges. I think this was just one of those unintended consequences, one of several that puts in a real burden on people's time to get the job done that could be used elsewhere. But this is great work, fantastic work. If you would go back to the second slide, Valerie. So how many folks do we have who have applied then? So what is the 33% who have not been converted that maybe we can focus on for a winter enrollment?
Right, yeah, exactly. So some of those, a very small number actually still need to complete their financial aid file, but those numbers are quite small. We've done really well with students applying and then getting their paperwork into us. The biggest group that we need to focus on are people who applied for Reconnect, but they haven't applied to MCCC yet. And so we have 113 students who still need to apply to MCCC.
And talking about the application process, so Ryan, where are we at on the CRM? Are we still looking at an end of September startup?
We're probably not looking at end of September, but hopefully soon after that. There's been some of the pieces with that, the data side, we're still working on. Online app and a lot of those review tools and things like that are progressing pretty well, but we're probably looking at pushing a little bit back. But we're still doing pretty well with a lot of the pieces that have to come together for that.
Okay. Is it the data from the online app? Is that the hitch in terms of the connection?
Data is a big piece with Axiom, which is our provider that we're working with for that. And then there's still pieces, we're still working on pieces with the some of the other side things with the online application, but they're very close to being done with the Target X. That's the Target X side of it, and then we have the Axiom side, which is the data. They're progressing. It's just sometimes you hit little bumps in the road, and we're making our way through it.
Okay, very good. And that will really clean up the process too. Joe, one more thing with the, because one of the things you pointed out, and you're absolutely right, there's no way that people haven't been exposed to the Reconnect program yet, but one of the things I really still hear is that they don't believe it's true. I had a student the other day who was saying, oh, but I still have to complete the FAFSA. How much is that going to cost? So maybe the next campaign is just a, how can I say it? Get the facts campaign to help alleviate the myths and the concerns of people to get them on board, because I still think there's a large number of students out there. I'm hearing from a few of them who just, you know, what do they say? When something is free, it's probably too good to be true, but that's not the case here. And so I think we just have to rethink how we're going after some of these students, maybe for the next semester.
Yeah, you know, and one of the questions I have is it time to shift this away from spending so much of the large campaign on this? The message you're talking about is a different kind of a message. And I looked at those numbers, Valerie, of there's not that many people left that are eligible for this. Was I reading that the wrong way? I mean, we're spending 50% of our campaign dollars on the Michigan Reconnect program, and I guess my next question would be, do I need to recalibrate that back to the high demand program, which has kind of suffered because of that at the same time? So those are questions we can work through. The next flight for advertising obviously will start as we get into winter registration, so we're looking at November, December, but I got to make creative decisions soon.
Let's brainstorm on that, because I think you're right. Running the same campaign is not going to get us too much more bang for our buck. But maybe we need to figure out how to retarget that, because I still think that I would estimate that 80% of Monroe residents who are still out there, who are eligible and haven't applied. And so the question is how many of them are actually interested in coming back to college.
Right. Okay.
Great work, everyone. Keep morale up, and please let everybody know what a great job they're doing, and we will figure out what to do, because we really need to celebrate some of the successes and also give people a little bit of time to breathe after we get through this. I know this is a taxing time right now, so keep it positive, and great job.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.